Hey guys, it's Emily, and today we're going to be building my summer TBR together. So summer is finally here. It took its time here in Quebec, but it's finally officially here and I couldn't be more excited. And so I thought today that we will build my summer TBR together. Summer is one of those times where I typically get a lot of reading done. I get 2 weeks off in August, which I'm very excited about. And so instead of doing just a July TBR, as I will be going on vacation as I just mentioned, I thought I would also build my August TBR with you guys. So basically the entirety of the summer. Summer promises to be a very busy season for me. I do have a lot of video ideas planned, and there's also a ton of new releases that I'm very much looking forward to reading. So before we dive into the building process together, let me just share some of the books that I know I will be reading for sure. So those are books that either I have to read for videos or maybe some new releases that I'm planning on reading, or just books that I know I will absolutely have to get to for one reason or the other. Alright, so my most anticipated release of this year is Husband Material by Alexis Hall, and it's coming out on August 2nd, which I am so incredibly excited about. I've been waiting for this book forever and I am just so excited to read it. I keep repeating myself, but there's no other words to describe how much I'm looking forward to reading this. So in anticipation of Husband Material, I think I might reread Boyfriend Material. So this is probably going to be my 4th reread, I believe. I think it's safe to say it's one of my favorite books. I don't know if I would go as far as saying this is my favorite book of all time, but I think it's the only book that I've read 4 times. So do with that what you will. But yeah, so we're going to be reading the new book when it comes out, obviously, and I might reread that one as well, so we're going to add it to our pile. Another new release that I'm very much looking forward to is Lore Olympus Volume 2 by Rachel Smith. So I read the first volume when it came out, I believe it was this fall, and I really enjoyed it, so I am looking forward to continuing this graphic novel series. So if you're not familiar with it, it is a Hades and Persephone retelling. The artwork is absolutely beautiful. I know all of the volumes are available online, I believe, but I really want to read them physically because I just really want to support the artist. So I am very excited. I think the book comes out on July 6th or 5th, in that area. So as soon as it comes out, I will be getting to it because I just loved the first volume. And finally, in terms of new releases, there's one that I think you guys know I have to read, and that's Never Never by Serena Valentino. So this will be book number 9, I think, in the Villain series. I am planning on doing a dedicated reading vlog for that book, so I am going to be reading it hopefully as soon as it comes out. Hopefully I'll have time to read it before I have to leave for my vacation, but this is a plan. You should be getting it in July, and so as soon as I get it on July 19th, I will be making sure that I read it. It's a Hook retelling as far as I'm aware. I don't really know where the storyline is going to go from here, but I am very much looking forward to reading that one. Finally, I have some books that I'm hoping to read for some video concepts that I have. So I'm not going to tell you guys what the concepts in themselves are. If you want to guess, feel free to leave your guesses in the comments down below, but I am going to tell you the books that I need to read for those secret TBRs, and like I said, feel free to guess if you have any ideas what they might be. But number 1 is Neon Gods by Katee Robert. So this is an Hades and Persephone retelling. It's a dark romance and it's part of the Dark Olympus series. It's book 1 in the series, I believe, and I am quite looking forward to reading that one because I've seen it around. I'm not gonna lie, I do like Katee Robert, but she tends to be a hit or miss author for me, so I really hope that I will like this one. And if I do enjoy Neon Gods, I also want to pick up Electric Idol by the same author. It's book 2 in the series, and that is an Eros and Psyche retelling. And I discovered my love for Eros and Psyche recently, so I'm really hoping that I will like Neon Gods so that I can also give that one a try. The second book on my list is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. So this is another Greek mythology retelling, and this one follows Patroclus and Achilles, and all of that I know is that it's a very hyped book. It's also very sad. I am very much looking forward to seeing what the hype is all about. And the final book on my list is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Now I know this is probably more of an appropriate read for fall, but I am reading this for this video concept, so you know what, I don't really care. It's a Dark Academia murder mystery that takes place at Yale University. Supposedly involves like ghosts and whatnot, so I am quite curious to read it. I do know that it's a very controversial book, so people either love it or hate it. Hopefully it will be on the side of the people who love it, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so now the fun begins. We get into the portion where I'm actually going to be planning my TBR with you guys. I am hoping to really reprioritize my goals for the summer, so I am hoping to just put them back at the forefront of my TBR planning and my reading in general. I have not necessarily been on track with my goals if you watched my most recent video, so I am really hoping to just make sure that I stick to the goals that I had set at the beginning of the year. So with that in mind, let's start the planning process. So if you've watched previous TBR videos from me before, you know that I have certain categories or like things that I typically do in my TBRs to make sure that I am reading from my physical TBR, that I am going to be continuing series, that I am going to be reading arcs, which are like my top goals for the year in terms of reading. So number one, let's go over the arcs that I would like to read this summer. All right, so I'm trying this thing where I'm recording my screen at the same time, so hopefully that will work out. But I have my NetGalley shelf right here, so you can see the books that I have yet to download on my app. So number one that I see here that is coming out this summer is For Butter or Worse by Erin LaRosa. This is one that I've seen a little bit on Goodreads and it sounded interesting. So basically it's an enemies to lovers story, I believe, and it follows people on a cooking show or something like that. It just sounded very fun and also very lighthearted, and I think it would be perfect for summer. I mean, look at that cover. So that's definitely an option here. I know that I have another ebook that is coming out, well, another arc that I have that is coming out very soon. And here we have it. It is Love on the Brain by Ali Azawood. This one's coming out, it's September. Oh no, sorry, that's an archive date. This one is coming out in August, so the 23rd of August. So I would love to read it before it comes out. And this is one that I'm also very excited about because it is not a sequel to The Love Hypothesis, but it's set in the same world. And I did really enjoy The Love Hypothesis. It was one of my favorite romances and just books of 2021. And so I am very much looking forward to reading Ali Azawood's new book. And this one, I don't know what this is really about, but to be honest, I am up for anything. I'm not really feeling like reading the whole synopsis right now, but you can pause and check that out if that is something of interest to you. But yeah, I think that is one that we definitely want to add to the TBR. So I'm thinking we're gonna do 2 arcs, which would be good for me because I am a little behind. So it would be good for me to reprioritize my arcs again. So we're gonna add Love on the Brain as well as For Butter or Worse to our TBR for this summer. So you know there's one thing that I always do in my TBR videos, and that is randomly choosing a prompt to help me pick some of my reads. I think this summer we're gonna do 2 prompts because I feel like it's been a while since I've used my TBR 0 project prompts in order to pick my next read. So we're gonna allow the random number generator to choose for us. So let me just flip you around to my screen and we will decide the 2 prompts that we will try to fulfill this summer. All right, so I hope there's not too much of a glare, but let the random number generator choose our first prompt. Prompt number 23, which would be read a 5-star prediction, which I'm guessing you can't really read from here. Okay, so we're gonna try to work with that. Let me choose my second prompt before we go and try to figure out which books would fit for that. So the second prompt is number 59. And 59 is read a book with a 1-word title. So let me go peruse my shelves and try to find something that would work for those prompts. So I have perused my shelves and I'm not gonna lie, this was a little difficult for me to fulfill, especially the 5-star prediction. For some reason, I didn't feel like any of the books on my shelves were 5-star predictions, which makes me a little sad when I think about it. So I might double up on husband material with that one because I feel like this would be it for me. Like, Boyfriend Material was incredible, and sorry, the lighting has just shifted incredibly. It's a very cloudy day, so apologies for that. But I feel like because I loved Boyfriend Material so much, I am very much feeling like husband material could be a 5-star for me. So I might use that, or I was thinking maybe I could use Keeper of the Lost Cities by Sharon Messenger. So this is book 1 in this series, and I've heard really amazing things about this one, so I do feel like this could be a 5-star book for me, but I kind of am more inclined to go with boyfriend, well, husband material in this case. So I think I'm gonna go with that one simply because I have a very strong feeling towards it, whereas this one I'm a little bit more hesitant, and it also means that I won't have like 1,000 books on my TBR for this summer. So yeah, we're gonna go with that one, I think, for this challenge. Now for prompt number 2, which was a one-word title, I have a couple that I'm feeling very happy about because they all, I think except for one, fulfill also a goal of mine for this year, which I'm happy with. So number 1, Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. So this is a sequel to Renegades, which would fulfill the goal of me continuing series, and it's a series that I've put on hold for quite some time. So I am really hoping to read this at some point. I didn't love the first book, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant for this one, but I feel like because it's summertime, usually I will watch like superhero movies and whatnot, because usually Marvel comes out with movies and whatnot at this time of year. So I'm thinking maybe this would be a good addition to a TBR because it's been on my shelves forever and I just want to finish the series or decide whether or not I want to finish it. So I'm thinking this one would be a good choice. Now I also have 2 other books that I'm feeling very strongly about as well, so we'll see. But I have Hooked by Emily McIntyre. So this is the first book in a dark romance series that follows villains and gives them a happily ever after, basically. So this is a Peter Pan / like Hook retelling. I've heard really amazing things about this book, so I am very much looking forward to reading this one. At one point it was on a previous TBR and I didn't read it. And finally I have Inkspell by Cornelia Funk. I really enjoyed Inkheart. It was a reread for me, but it had been ages since I read the first book, so I've been rereading the series slowly over time, and this one is a chunker which, like, yeah, it's a beast. But Brendan Fraser is narrating the audiobook, so I mean I kind of have to read it. So I don't know if I want to put it on this month's TBR or if I want to wait until maybe this fall to read it, but I feel like this could be a good choice. Now, I don't really know which one I want to pick for sure. I'm thinking Arch Enemies because I haven't felt strongly about a book like this book for quite some time. Like, I don't remember the last time I've been wanting to pick this up. And it's been on my shelves for, like, I kid you not, maybe 3 years maybe. So I think we're due to read this. I think it's time to add it to the TBR. So let's recap everything that I have mentioned so far. Though maybe my glasses are giving off a big glare, so I'm just gonna remove them. But yeah, let's just go over everything that I have mentioned so far. So number 1, we have Boyfriend Material and Husband Material by Alexis Hall. Then we have Lore Olympus Volume 2 by Rachel Smith. I also have Never Never by Serena Valentino, Neon Gods and Electric Idol by Katie Robert, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer, which would complete not only one of my goals for the year, but also a reading prompt for the TBR Zero project. Then in terms of arcs, we have A Love on the Brain by Ali Azawood, as well as For Butter or Worse by Erin La Rosa, I believe. And I also wanted to mention a couple of summer quintessential books that I feel like will encompass the summer season, that I feel would be like perfect to read at this time of year and that I really want to get to this year, this season. And number 1, we have A Dial A for Aunties. This is a, I want to say cozy mystery, but I know it's not quite that. But I do remember when it first came out that people were raving about it, and I've been wanting to dive into the cozy mystery genre for quite some time now, and I feel like this one would be great. Also bonus, but it takes place in California, like on the coast of California, so I just feel like it would be perfect to read right now. So I'm adding it to the TBR. Then I also have The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. I believe that this one is kind of a book talk book, but correct me if I'm wrong, but this is where I think people have talked about this book the most. But I have also seen a couple of booktubers talk about it, and it has made me very curious because apparently this is like a Disney World type of book, and I'm like, I'm sold. It follows a guy and a girl who work at this like amusement park that is supposed to be like this rendition of Disney World, and I believe the guy owns the amusement park, or like his family owns it, and the girl is just like a worker there. I don't know much more than that, but I have heard so many people talk about it, and I know there's a sequel that came out this year as well, and I don't know, I just feel like this is something I might really enjoy, so I'm giving it a try. And for me, Disney World is kind of a summer thing, so that's why I think it would be perfect to read right now. Miss Tissa Bailey has also come out with a new book. It's called My Killer Vacation, and it follows I think it's an English teacher or just like a teacher who goes off on vacation, but when she arrives she finds a dead body in the apartment that she has rented, and I think there's also a bounty hunter that's involved in this, and there's going to be like a romance. It's supposed to be this blend of romance and like thriller, kind of like a cozy mystery, but I don't know if I would qualify it as that. But I think it's going to be the perfect summer read because it takes place on a vacation and I'm going on vacation. So I just feel like this is going to be perfect for this summer. I also have a new Ali Hazelwood novella that I have yet to read, and it's coming out, I believe it is on July 5th, but I could be wrong. It's called Below Zero. And now I know that this one is not necessarily a summer read because it's taking place like I believe in Alaska or Antarctica or something like that, like somewhere really cold. But I mean, it's Ali Hazelwood, it's a novella. I should finish it like within a couple of hours, so I'm adding it to the pile. One book that the TikTok girlies I've talked about so many times is Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I feel like this is one of their less well-known books, but that has kind of blown up in recent years, and because apparently it's like the perfect second chance romance, it's perfect for summer, yada yada yada. I just want to know what the hype is all about and finally get to that one. So, and it has gotten a cover redesign recently and I'm obsessed with it. I really want to own that cover because it's really cute. So I am hoping to read that one as well. And finally, I also want to add The Extraordinaries by TJ Klune. I don't know if that's the name of the first book, but I know that's the name of the series. And it's a YA queer romance. It follows people who can get supernatural, not supernatural, but like superhero type abilities. And I recently read a TJ Klune book and fell in love with it. Like, it's probably my favorite book that I've read so far this year. And I really want to try out other of his books. I feel like this one would be fun. I know the third one is coming out, I believe this summer, or if it's not out already, like, I don't know. I feel like it's coming out soon, or maybe it's already out. But it's one that I am quite looking forward to reading, to be honest. Like, I have had it on my radar for quite some time now, and it's one that I feel like I might really enjoy. So I also wanted to add it to this TBR. So that is it. That is all the 17 books, if I counted correctly, that I want to read this summer. Will I read them all? Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys will be reading this summer. If you have any summer book recommendations, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. And I guess that's it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!